Sam's even purchased a home. But he sleeps in a tent in the garden. Tina shivered. We both do. And while we're lucky to be enjoying a late burst of summer sunshine, it's the 1st of September. We won't be able to ignore the fact that autumn is around the corner for much longer. I'm not sure I can take camping in the winter, but if I sleep inside without Sam, I'll be letting him down. Putting an arm around Tina's shoulders, Bert gave her a gentle hug. You're the last person who'd ever let Sam down, he knows that. Spooning far more sugar into his mug than he would have done if Mabel had been there, Bert asked, Is he still managing to use the bathroom just inside the back door? Yes, and thank goodness the previous owners put that in. It's freezing in there, though. He leaves that massive window open the whole time. So he can dive outside if it gets too much. Exactly. He never has, but he could if he needed to. Bert stared thoughtfully into his mug of milky liquid as he held it between his large palms. Did Sam tell you about my time in the forces? Shaking her head, Tina resisted the urge to place a hand on the old man's elbow as his eyes glazed over as if he was seeing sights that weren't there, that hadn't been there for over 50 years. Claustrophobia is often laughed about. People get mocked for not liking going in lifts or whatever, but when Mabel bought me a shed for our back garden as a 25th wedding anniversary present, it was a big day indeed. And not just because I'd survived a quarter of a century with Mabel. You had it too. Tina overcame her natural reticence and held her hand out to him anyway, feeling the cool, thin skin of his palm as he wrapped his hand in hers. Still have. It's there, under the surface, but I've learned to manage it. The doctors helped for a while, but there was no such thing as therapy back then. No acceptance of mental disorders or anxieties. His eyes dropped to his tea again, his expression making Tina wonder if he was seeing every nightmare he'd ever had. It was Mabel who helped me. She saved me. Tina let the hush that followed Bert's words hang in the air before pushing a packet of biscuits in his direction. Your wife is an incredible woman. You'd better believe it. If she'd been born 30 years later, she'd have gone to university and probably be running the country by now. What did Mabel do to help you? Could I do it too? Sam's tried every therapist going, and while I'm sure that he's right about work, fresh air and laughter being the best medicine, it takes more than that. He's determined to be in the house long enough to be able to move around inside by the time the first official guests come on October the 5th. Tina dumped a cookie in her tea. The practice guests come next week, just 3 to begin with. Are they the chaps Sam knew when he was in the forces? I'm not sure if he knew them when he saw action or if he met them in the recovery centre after he was hurt. He never talks about it. Tina brushed away the sense of exclusion she always experienced when her boyfriend mentioned his time in the forces. After taking a gulp of tea, Bert smiled. You help him every day, Tina. Small acts of encouragement, supporting him through the frustration of not being able to join you inside. Those things are more important than you can imagine. Tina nodded as she stared out of the large window. The late summer sunshine was already high in the sky, illuminating the garden and bathing the woodland beyond in a glow of blue and green. I wish I could work out how to get him to actually walk beyond the bathroom door, though. Any ideas? I'll need a minute or two on that. Bert patted her hand as he absent-mindedly dipped another biscuit. The test guests. How's that been arranged exactly? They'll be paying for food only. They know it's an experiment to see what activities work and which don't. 2 men and 1 woman. Sensible lad, that Sam. I'd like to help him. Tina sat at the table. Thanks, Bert. No thanks required. Sam reminds me of me 100 years ago. He chuckled as he crunched into a 3rd biscuit. But never fear, lass. You only have one thing in common with my Mabel. Tina chuckled as she pictured the bossy, well-meaning, occasionally overbearing but always big-hearted woman who dominated everything in the village of Upwich, from the WI to the bridge club. And what might that be? You're kind. Tina blushed. Thank you. I was wrong. I meant 2 things. Oh, yes? Kind and beautiful. Thea